In a world addicted to speed, we've lost something essential. Not time, not focus, but the ability to pause deliberately and reflect deeply. In the rush to achieve, we've forgotten the value of stillness. But the Stoics never did. Welcome to Stoic Mindset, where ancient wisdom meets modern chaos. Today, we explore one of the most overlooked superpowers in the modern age, the power of reflection and the deliberate pause. Part 1. Why we don't pause anymore. You check your phone for a message. Suddenly, 20 minutes have passed. You're scrolling, swiping, reacting, but not thinking. You start your day with a task list. Then end your day wondering where the time went. We live in reaction mode, not reflection mode. Why? Because pausing feels unproductive. In a world that praises hustle, stillness feels like falling behind. But the truth is, motion isn't always progress, and speed doesn't always mean direction. The Stoics knew this well. Part 2. What the Stoics taught about reflection. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled a vast empire, wrote in his private journal every night, not about politics, not about power, but about his thoughts, his actions, and his intentions. He wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This is reflection in its purest form, a deliberate pause to examine your own mind. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." But how would we ever notice that if we never take time to observe our thoughts? Epictetus reminded his students, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them." Without reflection, we confuse our judgments with truth. We react. We assume. We repeat patterns that no longer serve us. Part 3. The pause is not passive. Let's be clear. A pause is not laziness. It's power under control. Think of a skilled archer. They don't release the arrow right away. They stop. They breathe. They aim. Only then, they let go. The deliberate pause is that breath, that aim, that clarity before action. Reflection is not about overthinking. It's about aligning your actions with your values. It's about asking, am I reacting or responding? Is this impulse mine, or just noise I absorbed? Is this what truly matters to me? Part 4. Modern life is anti-reflection. Everything around us is designed to distract, not deepen. Apps, ads, news feeds, they're all screaming for your attention. And when the mind is overstimulated, silence feels uncomfortable, even unbearable. But this discomfort is where reflection begins. The Stoics didn't have smartphones, but they faced their own distractions, power, fame, war, loss. And yet, they chose the pause. They took time each day to ask, what did I do well? Where did I fall short? What can I do better tomorrow? This daily reflection wasn't luxury. It was necessity. Part 5. How to practice the deliberate pause. Here's the truth. You don't need a monastery. You don't need silence for hours. You just need a few minutes. With intention. Here are 4 practical Stoic-inspired ways to practice the deliberate pause. 1. The morning reflection. Before the world pulls you in, ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? What challenges might I face, and how will I respond with virtue? Marcus Aurelius did this every morning, preparing his mind like a soldier sharpens his sword. 2. The midday reset. Take a pause, even for one deep breath. Step outside. Put the phone down. Ask, am I aligned or just rushing? 3. The evening review. Seneca recommended a nightly audit of the soul. Ask yourself, where did I act with wisdom? Where did I let emotions rule me? What can I improve tomorrow? No judgment, just observation. 4. The trigger pause. Train yourself to pause before known triggers. Before replying to an email. Before buying impulsively. Before snapping in anger. Just a breath. Just a pause. That's all it takes to reclaim your choice. Part 6. The pause creates depth. You don't need to do more. You need to be more intentional. One pause can prevent 100 regrets. One moment of reflection can reorient your life. Because in that pause, you remember who you are. You remember what matters. And you choose to respond with wisdom, not impulse. The Stoics weren't passive. They were powerful because they were mindful. And that mindfulness began with deliberate reflection. Part 7. Final Reflections. You are not your schedule. You are not your notifications. You are not what the world demands of you every second. You are the space between stimulus and response. The pause that says, I will not be moved by noise. I will move with clarity and purpose. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more people who think before they act, reflect before they speak, and pause before they decide. Be that person, not because it's trendy, but because it's powerful. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. And that begins, not with action, but with reflection. Thank you for joining us on Stoic Mindset. If this video helped you pause, even for a moment, then it served its purpose. Remember, in the stillness, there is power, and in reflection, there is wisdom. If you found value here, consider subscribing for more Stoic insights every week. Leave a comment below. When was the last time you truly paused, and what did you discover? Until next time, live wisely, pause deliberately, reflect deeply,